you have got an IPO that is coming. You have applied for an IPO to the SEBI, permission seeking for the IPO. Now, when the SEBI gives you, asks you a certain questions about the origins of 4,834 crores, if you see the reply that they have given, all the staffs are on vacation, so we can't reply. All this, I mean, as you said, who's the advisors? I mean, who are the advisors? Probably you have got the highest respect for the chairman of Sahara. But if the SEBI in its order itself says, the reply from Sahara to a query is that all the staff are on a holiday for a month and a half, so we can't reply to this query or questions posed by SEBI. I mean, so it shows, are we taking a statutory body for granted?
I think that's what has happened over here. I think what has happened over here that, you know, by quoting the ROC and the Ministry of Company Affairs constantly, Sahara, I think, has rubbed the regulators the wrong way. I think that's what has happened, because this is really the first time that, you know, Sahara's had a run-in with SEBI. Up till now, Sahara was only dealing with the Reserve Bank of India, and in the Reserve Bank of India, they had been able to work out a proper network whereby both of them understood each other, and they were able to work within the framework established by the Reserve Bank of India for RNBCs, that is registered non-banking financial companies. However, this is the first time that Sahara has had to deal with the Securities and Exchange Board of India. And this kind of procedure, I think, is very new to them. I personally think so. So perhaps they have, you know, come up against what they think is very unfair treatment. Whereas just about every company that goes through an IPO has to go through that entire exercise. You have to go through that entire exercise, whether you like it or not. The only problem that is going to occur as far as Sahara is concerned, the way I see it, you know, whether it's the Wall Street Journal, whether it is Forbes magazine, whether it's anybody else, all the financial sites all over the world, they've got this thing in huge big bold letters, you know, Sahara banned everywhere and all that. Now that's going to affect the business of Sahara abroad and within the country. पूरे देश में और बाहर विदेश में भी Sahara का जो main व्यवसाय है, जो उनका root जो व्यवसाय है, the basic business is bound to be affected. Now, it'll all depend upon the kind of rabbit that Subrata Roy pulls out of the hat this time, because he's been known to do that. He's really a miracle worker. He's come out of situations which would have drowned and destroyed lesser human beings. But I think for the first time, Sahara might find that, you know, they will have to comply with all the conditions as laid down by the regulators, and just quoting the former Chief Justice or just quoting a former Supreme Court judge may not suffice. Pradeep.
Sir, exactly in this particular case, if you go through the entire 34-page order,
right,
they have placed on facts everything that really in a detailed order. In fact, it's an interim order, but he has, Mr. Abraham, the whole-time member, has clearly placed the facts very, very accurately. He's asked his queries and he wants answers for them. He says, if you call this a private placement, if you call 4,834 crores as a private placement, then if it is more than 50%, if it is more than 50 or more than 50 or 50 more than 50, then it becomes a public issue. Less than 50, and as you said, then definitely, since Sahara is not disclosing how has this accumulated amount of 4,834 crores, they're not giving total information about that. Then he presumes, Mr. Abraham jokingly presumes, that it could be 49 people. And 49 people divided by 434, as you said, it is every person 98.84 crores. That means every person has contributed approximately 100 crores, as you said. Then it turns into something bigger. Is it high net individuals? I mean, high worth HNIs, you call it. Is it them? And even if it is them, then the whole horde of new agencies coming into the entire investigation process begins. Because if SEBI finds something wrong in the disclosure, if some disclosures are not forthwith, if they are not given, then they have also a mandatory responsibility to ask various other agencies to step in to investigate. Probably every investigation is not within them. So it has to ask other investigating agencies to step in. So that is what they say. If 49 people, if Sahara says that it is a private circulation of family, friends and employees of Sahara, then it has to establish how many people are there. Who are the people who have invested in this 4,834 crores? That is what SEBI believes. SEBI also believes that there's huge deposit mobilization under the guise of private placement. You talk about private placement, but you got an entire infrastructure of about 8 to 10 lakhs of agents doing deposit mobilization for you, and that is where the huge deposit mobilization that we are talking for, and which, as it says, transgresses or circumvents all the legal procedures of collecting or doing huge deposit mobilization.
That's right.
This is the first time.
But my only problem is, I still can't figure this out. But then I should not be